Yeah, welcome to St. Gallen, Shekhar Kapur.
Thank you, thank you.
You are a very famous Hollywood director and work with superstars like Heath Ledger, Daniel Craig, Geoffrey Rush and Kate Blanchett. You made great cinema movies such as The Four Feathers and Elizabeth. This movie was also nominated for several film prizes and won an Oscar. So what was the intention to produce now the new musical Matterhorn?
Well, people think that my career is a film director, but my career is adventure. So when Michael Kunze offered me this, it took me about 5 seconds to say yes, because I've always because I come from India where we have all our films are musicals. Bollywood is known for musicals, and because music was the reason I came into film. And I've co-produced with Andrew Lloyd Webber, Bombay Dreams, but I've never directed. So when Michael Kunze said, would you like to direct my new musical? And when he explained to me what the Matterhorn was about, because I'm very committed to environment, and to fight for the environment. And I have a film coming up which is about water in the future, what will happen to water. And I loved the theme of the Matterhorn. I really liked the theme. And so I said yes, and it's another adventure for me. I've never directed on stage, I've never directed a musical, so I get to learn a lot. It's a great script, and I get to be in St. Gallen. I mean, what could be better?
Yeah, what's the story about in Matterhorn and the idea behind the story?
Yeah. The story is actually the story of Edward Whymper, and so when I first read the script, I went to the Matterhorn, I went to Zermatt, and I had some lovely pictures. I went into the hotel, the Monte Rosa, and the story is about the first conquest, and I use conquest because that's what the film's about, what the musical is about, the first conquest of the Matterhorn, but the first tragic conquest, where a lot of people died, and it was a race between the British and the Italian who will get there first. And I use the word conquest because I don't know how you can conquer a mountain. It's been ascent or you climb the mountain, but they used to use the word conquest. And so while it is a story about the first tragic climb or ascent of the Matterhorn, it's actually fundamentally, it's about our nature, the nature of us human beings, to try constantly conquer nature. When nature is not saying conquer me, nature is just saying, I'm nurturing you, you nurture me. And we should be living in harmony with nature. So the underlying story is the conflict between man and nature. And the mountain, Matterhorn, is represented by the spirit of the mountain, a character called Orca. And she's the spirit of the mountain. And so it's a really beautiful, well-knit story about, on one level it's a plot about the first climbing of the Matterhorn and the tragic and what happened. On another level it's about, should we be doing, is this how we treat nature? Not the climbing, but we say, oh, let's go conquer it. So that's what the Matterhorn is about.
You talked about the nature. How do you like the nature here in St. Gallen?
Oh, it's beautiful. I first came here in summer, and now I'm here in winter. It kind of completely changes its nature from summer to winter, and I've traveled a lot in Switzerland. And I think St. Gallen is, when you walk into the streets, the city, the old city of St. Gallen, it is why, as a child, I saw picture books of Switzerland, like these beautiful little cities and beautiful towns. And when I first came to St. Gallen, I saw the main street, and I said, where is St. Gallen? And then when I walked in, and I saw that whole area around the cathedral, and I saw those houses and the small buildings, and I just fell in love at that time. And so I'm asking them, please, 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 could you do another musical and call me back here again, because the town is so beautiful. And the cathedral, that cathedral. I sometimes, when I have an off day on a Sunday or something, I will go there and just sit for 2 or 3 hours and then go explore the library, and then in the cathedral, the bibliothèque, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And then I walk around the town. I could spend hours walking around the town. And there's just in front of the cathedral is this chocolatier, this chocolate shop. And I just go there and drink this amazing chocolate drink. And so there's everything Swiss, you know. So it's beautiful. And I'm surprised because, you know, lots in India, you keep hearing about Switzerland. And people go to Vienna, they go to Mont Blanc, they go so many places. And I don't know why they don't come here, because from India, tourists, because it's only 1 hour away from Zurich, you know, and it's a beautiful train ride, or you can drive. So I'm going to tell Theatre St.Gallen next time, do a little Bollywood musical. When they do that, all the Indians now, if you look at the figures of the number of Indian tourists that come to Switzerland, it's amazing. I'm going to tell them to come to St. Gallen, and then you'll tell me, please, no more tourists. No more tourists, it's too much.
I don't think we will. But so you get inspiration for another movie here in St. Gallen from the Bibliothek and library and
the library and a lot of Indian films are actually shot here. I've never shot in Switzerland. But I think that most films come and look at the mountains. But I think that there's some special stories in there in Switzerland from old times and things. And I would like to come here and just stay here for 2 months inside the city and just observe.
So what was your best impression here?
Well, because I'm doing musical theatre for the first time, because I don't speak German, and the musical is in German, and because I have such a wonderful, wonderful ensemble of actors and dancers, and the music is so beautiful. So a large part of my impression is dominated by the intensity and the beauty of this show. In the few days, I have maybe half of Sunday off in the time that I've been here. I've been exploring St. Gallen. I also want to, because I studied economics a long time ago, so I went up to the university, the economics, and I was told at that time that the economics university in St. Gallen is really famous. And so I went there, but it was closed. But next time I come, I'll explore there, and I'll go to the library there also and see what kind of economics they're teaching, and see if it's kind of... I used to go very often to the World Economic Forum in Davos and learn from there. So I just want to know why the School of Economics is so famous. What is it that makes it so famous in the world?
It is famous, you're right.
Yeah.
But what about your insider tip? What you can recommend to other tourists, like Indian tourists or just anybody
worldwide
else?
I would say just come to St. Gallen and just experience being here. Just experience. Don't come here and say, oh, one night I'll go to St. Gallen. Experience being here. There's great theatre here. I mean, there was La Boheme on, last night. You could see La Boheme, you could see opera, You could walk around the town, you could have the best chocolate drink in the world, and you can be in this very beautiful, very peaceful. It's a strange kind of peace here. It's not reclusive. It's not like there's nobody here, but it's still very peaceful, and it's not like an abandoned town. It's full of people. You can get anything you want here. But it's just to come here for the serenity, for the beauty, and for the theatre, and just for some kind of peace and beauty.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Shekhar Kapur, and we wish you good luck for the opening night of Matterhorn in the Theatre St. Gallen this Saturday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.